Day's main focuses to creating better communities, there is one that nearly every person can identify with. Providing for yourself and your family is not always a guarantee.
Sometimes asking for help can be the first step to a better life. Talitha Vickers introduces us to one man who is learning that firsthand thanks to a United Way funded program.
As millions of Americans search out the perfect gift for the holidays, Hiram Goins seeks out a job to provide the bare necessities for his family.
Like that, it's kind of hard making ends meet with only just a disability check coming in from myself and my son. I am a 70% disabled veteran, and my son does have autism, so it gets kind of hard.
Hiram is one of hundreds in the Triad seeking help with financial assistance.
Good morning, Crystal.
That's where Tanika Hawkins of the Prosperity Center in Winston-Salem comes in. Hawkins says right now is a critical time for families.
There is the issue of seasonal depression. So it starts when that weather first changes. It starts to get cold and darker earlier. The people that usually come in with a positive, upbeat attitude are looking at September as the time when they usually start focusing on their Christmas shopping.
With the growth of cities across the Piedmont Triad, Hiram Goins says that he never expected the hiring process to be this difficult. And as we approach the holiday season, it's even harder for him, his wife, and 7 children.
It's been a rough road, but there's always hope. We just have to know how to go get it.
That's been Hiram's motto every step of the way. Despite obstacles, he checks in weekly at the Prosperity Center, a location focused on building financial success. Here, Hiram has access to financial advisors, assistance programs, and a job bank. You have the ability to look for jobs on here, too.
Oh, definitely, no doubt. We have a website that's specifically for jobs all over the world. It is very, very helpful. When I got in the program at first, in the beginning, it was last year, they take you through the steps. It's a plan they have, and the plan works well. You go through the financial pathways. They show you how to budget, how to maintain your finances, if you don't have none, how to go out and try to attain some, how to build your credit, how to manage credit cards.
The more we see that they're focused on their job search is when we're constantly promoting them towards openings that we know of, community partners that have jobs open, temporary agencies even, which are an excellent resource.
And it makes you feel special. I mean, when you have that type of service, when you communicate on a one-on-one level, and that's when it becomes self-centered. So that makes you feel more important. That makes you feel more elated. That makes you want to thrive even harder because you get a sense of care, like somebody really cares for you.
As I sat down with Hiram, he shared a wealth of knowledge from his background in the armed services to special skills in construction to his anticipated graduation date in 2015 with a BA in human services. He hopes it will all translate into a full-time job as a substance abuse counselor. In the meantime, he's staying positive and productive.
Well, a lot of people don't know that we have an opportunity. We have resources that are available for us. We have things that's right here that's tangible that we can use.
It's been tight. It's been tough. It's something I'm not used to. You know, wasn't raised that way.
Meet Solomon Harrington, a father of 2 who's been unemployed for 5 months now. He's just one of millions of Americans who need a little help to make ends meet.
Need a little more assistance with the, electric bill. It's been a tight month, pretty much. I'm not employed right now, my wife is, and just trying to catch up right now.
Stagnant income, low income, no income, higher costs of food, housing, utilities. These are all factors that have increasing numbers of Americans seeking financial help. In 2008, the United Way began a nationwide effort to increase the financial stability of lower-income working families through programs with its partner agencies.
Thank you for calling United Way 211.
In 2013, over 15 million Americans dialed 211, the United Way's information and referral hotline. Most callers were from low-income families looking for help paying for the basic everyday needs that we often take for granted: food, clothing, medicine, even housing and utilities.
We have a high percentage of individuals in our community who either they don't know where their next meal are coming from, if there is a next meal at all,
That's where the United Way steps in. Once their needs are identified, clients are referred to one of dozens of partner agencies that have specific programs that can help. Organizations like the Salvation Army stress the importance of long-term financial stability in how their assistance is given. Each case is evaluated, each client counseled on how to better spend their money. In the end, clients are given aid and a personal responsibility to get themselves out of financial crisis.
You kind of have to prioritize what is the need right now. You may need to turn off your cell phone for a couple of months to get your rent caught up or your utility caught up. So we look at what they're paying and where they're putting their money.
Aid dollars are often just the first step to financial independence. Job training and education programs give clients new opportunities for success. Harrington is now a drafting and design student at ITT Tech.
I wasn't thinking about actually going back to school to get a bachelor's degree or anything like that, but now that I know I could do it and I done started on my second semester, that's pretty much from being here and talking to some of the advisors.
It's all part of the greater goal, to help people help themselves.
I feel a lot better, feel healthier, happier, grateful.
When helping yourself isn't enough, programs funded by the United Way are there for extra support. In Randolph County, people are turning to Randolph Fellowship Homes, consisting of Mangum and Alpha houses. Men and women can find a safe place to live while recovering from drug and alcohol addiction.
Before I came in here, I was pretty sick, emaciated, just lost the willpower or even desire to continue living. I mean, something drugs and alcohol do to you.
Aaron South has been at home since March and says it has saved his life. It has helped him stay clean and become more responsible with money, bills, and his job. Aaron's change is evident to Jason Atkins, a staff member at the Mangum House, who knows the struggle the residents at these fellowship homes are facing.
A little over 6 years ago, I was going through some things myself, and when I needed help, someone was there to help me. So I love to try to give back the best I can.
Jason says they are just trying to be role models and help those looking to change their lives. He says while not everyone can make the transition, it's a joy to see those who do.
It's a part of our community, and without our community, we wouldn't have a need to be here. So we do this to support and serve our community.
Alamance County is shining a spotlight on helping the homeless. Throughout the year, Allied Churches in Burlington holds a number of events, including Project Homeless. It works by bringing together in one place all of the resources needed to find a job. That way, men and women can make a single stop on the road to finding work. The group is also inspiring future generations through Feeding Alamance. Earlier this year, Girl Scouts took part in the community service event, packing food boxes and finding out what it really takes to help others. And while volunteers are needed for these projects, other volunteers are needed every week at a shelter and food pantry run by the organization.
We pride ourselves in asking for time, talent, and treasure. So if you don't have any money or food or anything to donate, definitely come give your time. We can always use volunteers in the kitchen. We can always use volunteers at other events like our Project Homeless event and different things to make sure that they have the services that are needed.
Neighbors in Alamance County are also helping feed the hungry in their community. Earlier this year, First Baptist Church of Burlington, the local post office, and the United Way joined forces for Stamp Out Hunger. More than 66,500 pounds of food were donated by county residents, going to 10 different agencies. Volunteers from just 2 years old to 90 helped pack up the collection, and they're ready to do it again in 2015.
Things went so smoothly. There was a lot of coordination and a lot of prayer and hard work that went into it, and so our folks are already getting excited about participating this spring, and we hope that the citizens of Alamance County will give again as generously as they did last year.
Coming up, we'll show you just how simple it is to give back to those around you. Everyone is busy, but that doesn't have to stop you from changing a life, maybe even your own. Plus, a look at all the ways you can tailor your time to a cause close to your heart.